have a chance to set up a weekly program in China Central Television. I have no money, no experience, and no team to do that, but we learn how to do it. We get support from government, from CCTV, and then we take this program, and at least 5 years after that, we still produce a TV documentary. Later on, I would like to show a TV program I produced about Shandong local community. And, but I think the most important thing we did is promote green community. We worked together with local government to establish the first pilot project of green community that become the citywide activities and also influences the whole country. So you can see this small organization, how a small organization can influence a big country. If everybody do something from themselves, the hope is in your hand, especially in China, okay? And also we promote a lot of activity called green lifestyle, and including recycling, less use plastic bag, and also like the air condition, energy saving action, and also some other activities like 2000s Earth Day China activities. And eventually I got recognized by actually kind of my teacher, that's a Western Environmental Circle. And I was awarded as Sophie Prize. At that time, I was the only one who get this award. But that time, I feel very embarrassed. Why? Because the organizer asked me to talk about Chinese culture. I say, I never know about Buddhism, Taoism, Confucianism, no. And then the people say, can you talk a little bit about yin and yang? Okay, I feel so embarrassed because I really didn't know any environmental, traditional with traditional culture. I just have this face of Chinese, maybe a heart of Chinese, but no any knowledge, any concept about China culture. And then I feel confused about the way I always follow. You know, when I visit a recycling center in, I think it's Germany, I met an environmentalist, very young girl, very beautiful young girl, and she told me she's a very strong environmentalist. Every 2 months, she will bring his, she will come to the recycling to do something. But when she opened the bag, she brought to recycle. I found that so many very good products that can open a fashion shop. So I say, if people just, take you as a, production machine and a consumption machine and a recycling machine, so how many times can you take care of your body, your health, your spirituality world? So if we just use technology and also some, some material level, no matter renewable energy or unrenewable energy, it's just, it's just material energy. And then, with this kind of, confused, I go back home. I actually, sorry, I needed the picture. Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry, I can see it. Okay, I read a lot of book about Taoism, Confucianism, and Buddhism. And then I take almost many, I think at least 5 years to go around China to visit the experts and also visit the experts on other countries there. For example, here I met White Hat through Dr. John Cobb. Okay. Thanks for everything. Then I think the post-modernization philosophy is same to with the Chinese traditional wisdom. So we can work together to find out the new philosophy, the new path toward eco-civilization. So I agree with Dr. John Cobb. We are here not only to restore the environmental problem, we are here in order to find out the path toward a new civilization, ecological civilization. So, thank you. I'm honored to get the encouragement from many friends in the Western world, especially John Cobb. Okay, I get the award with the common goods. I like the common goods. The words it's the same as Chinese categories. 天下为公. If I described the Chinese philosophy, we can see, yeah, it's harmony, happiness and harmony. And in Chinese, Confucian, if we use 8 Chinese words to describe the common goods, is 和而不同，天下为公, means harmony with different, diversity, and everybody working for our common goods. I don't know if this kind of translation is right. Okay, anyway. So this law should be made as, law governors, law livelihood, law healthcare, law awareness and education, and law environmental management. But if we take this idea, the problem is how we can take this idea as reality. This is a problem, this is a question. But very fortunately, we find out a village, not only this kind of village after serious earthquake. Before I visited a lot of Chinese village, I find out they still keep something like very natural health methodology and very a close relationship and respect to nature. So I find out the hope, the roots is in the community, especially in the village and the rural community. And this is why I bring my team to go to the Pengzhou Daping village and do something. You already know, it's with support from government, with very deeply participate from the villagers there. And this model was get recognized by government, and we get award from central government like 民政部 civic fair department. And also after that, the local community model become a kind of experience that guide and lead by local government, participate by the villager and the people. My organization just provide the idea and the technology service as a social work. And here is maybe is a little bit of story. When I get the word called global citizen. So I was one of the 4 winners of the Global Citizen Award. And this time, I bring my Chinese dress and also send the message from Chinese wisdom. I said we have to make the balance between material energy, spiritual energy, and body energy. The balance of 3 energy can make balance of the earth. And a week later, I go back the mountain to work together with the villagers to continue develop our eco-village. And then after 2 years later, I go back my hometown. My hometown to help the local government to develop this kind of model, local community model, the county-wide. So, according to Chinese, culture, it's the best happy is you can service your hometown, because the hometown give you life, hometown give you education, force you grow up. So when you have chance, you should go back the village, go back your hometown to service to them. So I'm so lucky to have this chance to provide our service to help them to promote this kind of local community. And you can see in China there are a lot of chance to start from bottom, means from county, from community, to find out the path of ecological civilization. So, and this in Chongqing, another district. So we can see how we help the farmers to set up their wastewater treatment, and how people can get together to recycling, to clean up their environment. And in Chongqing Qianjiang and Chongqing Youyang, we encourage the villagers to find out their culture. I think the culture confidence is so important for the especially indigenous people. So when they realize they can make decisions, they can do anything to manage environmental, to get better life. I think they can do a lot of encouraging things encouraging us to promote this kind of process. Okay, so in Changsha, in the first the 4 county is on southwestern China, but in Changsha, Hunan province in Changsha County is the middle of the China. The government invited my team to go there to help them to develop the so-called local village. Started from 3 villages. After 1 year, 25 villages. And after 2 years, means this year, almost 300 villages adopt this kind of model. Thank you. So I would like to say, in China, the chance is partnership between government, NGO, and a company. This government can take their administration force to support, to guide this kind of model and practice. So this kind of partnership is really encouraging us to do our best to help the government and the people to set up, to develop this kind of community, local community. And then finally we went to Shandong last year. We was invited also by the government of the Qufu city, but it's a county actually. Qufu is the birthplace of Confucian, and there we get more and more support from from the villages, and because they have roots of Confucian culture, and so we help we work together with the village and the local officials to do six things. One is survey, and then do a social survey to understand the information of the villagers. And the second is social organization. Almost every natural village can organize together and to do self-governance way to talk about, to deal with their partnership, their public affairs. And the third thing is to do social activities. Yeah, we organize a lot of cultural and sustainable activities and the community level, and then social education. We put the classroom on the community, so we really need more and more volunteer to go back the village to do environmental education, cultural education, food safety education, and eco-agricultural education. So the village is the best place, the best classroom for the education. And also the social publicity and the social record. We use we call the social work skill to help the village to become the local community. And then I would like to make a conclusion because the light is already red. Okay. Okay. So last picture is about a tree. We call the local tree. They may call it pando tree. Okay, pando tree. The trees come from seeds. These seeds have a three elements or three value. One is diversity. One is called holistic. Another one is primitiveness. And primitiveness means you have to respect the nature themselves. You do something in natural way. Okay, so so the holistic means you have to take the world as organic system. Everything connect each other. And the diversity means you have to respect every diversity. How to say species, especially the people. Okay, with their personality, their ideal. Like I said, people should respect each other, should connect each other, should work for the common goods together, should follow up the nature's law together. So now we have seeds, then we have some 5 level function. Like local, okay, the 5 functions deal with the 5 relationship. That means brain and heart, and mind and the body, individual and society, and the people and the nature, and the profit and the justice. So with this kind of, the seed could be put in the earth. Okay, that means we have to build up a society. The society, including, government and the social work and the joint committee and the farmer organization. That means community leaders, yeah. So we can get this kind of co-governors, social structure. Then we can share the responsibility, and we take the affairs into three ways: and the big public affairs, community affairs, and the private affairs. So, community organization deal with community affairs. Government mainly deal with big public affairs, and the individual, every villager deal with their home affairs. So people have to share this responsibility, not just government. It's Chinese philosophy especially emphasize the individual responsibility. Okay, maybe I don't know if the Western world more emphasize the individual's rights, but in Chinese traditional culture more emphasize responsibility. If you take more, responsibility, you should get more rights. Okay. Now in our village, if you can stand up, say, I want to be volunteer to service our neighbor. Okay, neighbor, give you rights. Okay, so this, I think, is very important. In this society, we should take balance of, responsibility, rights, and interest together. Okay, then the villagers, they donated the money to establish we call the community foundation. Okay, the government support this kind of behavior, so government get money to this kind of foundation, and now many the pilot project village, they have their foundation, so the people can share the public resource through this kind of mechanism. Yeah. And then this what society, as a community society means. And then this mechanism, so we also need space. Space, we call the 大院, it means public affairs, civic space. And then academy means we call the 书院, means learning space. And also 庭院means family. Family is is people's living space. And then since we have place, have space, have a mechanism, then we can do activities. Mainly we promote 6 kind of activities. Okay. Eco agriculture, we call the 耕, and learning classic, our traditional culture, and environmental protection. And anyway, we call the 耕读居养礼乐, and healthcare, and 他们说这个礼仪该怎么翻译啊？实在想不出来了。Propriety. Oh, okay, I miss this one. Okay, how to say? Anyway, it's kind of we also have theater, village theater. Almost every project of a local community have the village theater that people can can put performance. We take the course as activities, take activities as life. So then we can, deliver the value, or not deliver. I think it is empower their value. Then value, knowledge, and behavior. Then we get a lot of individual participate like they lives. Okay. Then also we also can get a very wonderful fruit. The community leaders and the village children and the village officials and the social work and the volunteer, even tourists to come here to get education, get encouragement to participate in this kind of community development. And also maker, you may know maker. Maker can do some eco business there. Okay, so this maybe one of the description of Pando tree. Pando tree. So I really hope everybody can join us in your hometown or in China. Yeah, if everybody take action from themselves, we can change the community. We can change the world. So I have one suggestion, just one suggestion. Next conference, of course, before the conference, we promote a kind of, program. Ask people to do case. Yeah. If every people, I know now, 1,000 people participate this kind of conference. Yeah. If everybody, go to one community, one village, I believe the world will be more hopeful. Okay, thank you very much. And finally, I mentioned before, I made a TV documentary about the local community, even maybe it's a local town in Qufu, Shandong. Just 5 minutes. Do you give me the time? Okay, sorry. Can you, 妍妍，可以吗？ Sorry. Okay. I said I used to be a producer, editor, host, and director. And maybe last month I filmed a 5 minutes film and documentary. 妍妍怎么样? Okay, can we? Or maybe later on, 有吗？那个 I especially make this program in English just for the conference. So, give me a chance. Okay, thank you. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay. So我们可以。
Situated in the southwest of Shandong province, Qufu City has her history dating back to 5,000 years ago. She is the hometown of Confucius, the great thinker, educator, and founder of Confucianism. And this is the place whose people embrace you with their honesty and rich culture. If you travel across its northern mountains area, you can feel the most intact Shandong customs and enjoy unspoiled natural scenery and villages. Zhusi Academy beside Shuhe River is the birthplace of Confucian culture. 2,500 years ago, Confucius wrote books, gave lectures, and established the Confucian wisdom of life, leaving great spiritual legacy for Chinese nation and human society. Walking northward along the Shanhe River, you can find the cultural and ecological circle of Jiushan Mountain and Shimen Mountain, covering 50 square meters with a population of less than 40,000. The Honmen Abbey stands among dense forests of the Jiushan Hill, where the Taoism, centering on harmony of people and nature, is still there. In a stony and steep Shimen Mountain sits Shimen Temple, built 1,000 years ago. The Buddhism tenets have been passed on from generation to generation with the value of equality of all living creatures. Taoism abbeys, Buddhism temples, and Confucian academies, together with their cultures, are millennia-old treasures entwined in the spiritual home of Chinese people. Life here emphasizes that human is an integral part of nature. Traditional techniques of agriculture prevail here, including manual sowing, fertilizing, and weeding. People live according to the laws of nature. Traditional art skill can also be found. Gourds, once used as water or flower containers, have become handicrafts. Traditional philosophy of respect for nature and conservation of resources is the environment-friendly lifestyle today. The life of the community here is based on the Confucian idea, fully enjoying the harmony between individual and the society. The government encourages social workers from NGO to work with villagers to build a home-like community to deal with public affairs through fraternity and a joint committee. People learn about Confucian classics in schools. Confucian manners, including filial piety, are practiced in households. Stages and theaters give play to actual life. Friendship is promoted through festive activities. People pray together, honoring heaven, earth, and ancestors, communicate with each other, exchange rural goods, and showcase their talents at the fair. Life here emphasizes harmony between mind and body. The traditional Chinese wisdom helps modern people to slow down in pursuit of a tranquil and stable life. Local residents favor organic food cooked in a traditional manner. Cook slowly. Eat slowly. Chat slowly. Enjoy a cup of tea slowly. Meditate slowly. Write slowly. Play the Chinese zither slowly. Practice martial arts slowly. Travel slowly. Enjoy leisure and a return to nature by helping people reduce overconsumption of material energy while enhancing spiritual energy, the source of happiness, and body energy, the source of health. The world and human beings can be healed by a slow way of life. The ancient wisdom of being slow can help create a new civilization that is eco-friendly.
Now do you see the kind of person who can change society when everyone says it's impossible? Join me again in thanking Sheri Liao for her comments. To close the evening, we decided that what we needed to do was to prepare for you a fireside talk of sorts. It's just that burning a fire in Los Angeles didn't seem very ecological, so we'll do the fireside talk without the fire. We're privileged to be able to bring two major change agents, one from the US and one from China, to join Sheri, and we're just going to ask some questions which I've been collecting from you, the audience, over the last 2 days, mostly from younger members. I wanted to know what the younger people at this conference want to ask Sheri and the panel. We are joined by Dr. Yang Jinhai. He is Secretary General of the Central Bureau for Compilation and Translation, which reports directly to the Central Committee of the Communist Party of China. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Yang. And known to many of you, Professor Jay McDaniel, Professor of Religious Studies at Hendrix College in Arkansas, and Director of the Ecological Civilization Network. Jay has made 12 major trips to China. He has taught at the Summer Process Academy some 8 times. He has brought over 100 American students to have this experience of encountering Chinese culture that you just saw. And Jay has spent extensive time in the countryside of China, in the villages themselves, learning to understand and appreciate this culture. Please join me in welcoming Jay McDaniel. Jay, why don't I begin with you and just ask you, you're a cultural ambassador, and so what is it, in your view, about Chinese culture that makes it possible to achieve this kind of ecological civilization? Help us interpret across the cultures. Help us understand.
Well, I think when I first went to China, I'd read a lot of Taoism, Confucianism, the classical texts, many of us had, but we've not actually been to China and met real people. And when I first went to China, I went to urban environments and rural environments, and it was actually the people that struck me. And there was something in the spirit of the people, a kind of determination, a hope, a creativity, a desire to recover a forgotten past, and a desire to move forward into an unknown future. And they knew that it was their time in the sun. They knew it's China's turn.
Yeah.
But it was the spirit of the people. The video we saw there at the end, in a way, I think for me it represents a longing on the part of Chinese. China's not exactly slow. Go to Shanghai, go to Beijing, go to Harbin, go to Tianjin. It's very fast, but there is a desire to recover something lost and bring that forward into the future. And I think we all have something to learn from that. Sheri emphasizes, she says, come to your own home. I think we carry within our traditions organic traditions too. I think we, in Africa, Latin America, Europe, the Americas, we too have organic traditions. China can help us reclaim those.
Beautiful. You know, Jay, often a story will communicate more than 1,000 theories. So thinking back to a Process Academy or someone you met, can you describe to us something that might give us who haven't been to China some sense of what you've just been describing to us?
All right, is there anybody out there that likes Chinese food? I do too. And when you go to China, you learn that it's a food culture in many ways. I mean, food is important. I would want to talk about Whitehead. They would want to talk about food. And so one time I was visiting with a student, and you know, we said, well, how do you imagine, what would an ecological civilization look like? And she described it, harmony with people, harmony with the natural world. But then she turned back to me and she said, but I have a question that you've not asked. And I said, oh, what's that? And she said, what would an ecological civilization taste like?
Nice.
And her point was, it's the food on the table. It is as close as the food on the table, not just lost in the head, but down at home, right here on this table, that's where an ecological civilization is found.
Beautiful. Great answer. Yes. Yeah, you're supposed to applaud and hoot and so forth. This is a fireside talk. You know, the radio is on and you're sitting in your living room by the fireside. Dr. Young, would you share with us your perspective on this idea of organic and an ecological civilization?
Yeah. I'm very, very happy, very, very glad to join this conference. I feel this conference will be rated on the history of the ecological civilization.
You could applaud for that.
So I'm very excited. Yesterday evening, last night, I cannot sleep, so I write a poem. I will read it, give you. The name is We Have a Common Dream. I start. Although we are not have a different language, although we are not have a different skin, although we have the different background culture, although we are from the different corner of the world, however, we have a common sun. We have a common moon. We have a common earth. We have a common dream. We dream the sky is more blue. We dream the water is more clear. We dream the mountain is more green. We dream the star is more bright. We dream everyone is more beautiful. We dream the world is more harmonious. Our road to search the dream is very, very long. However, our future is full of the sunshine. I feel this conference is very interesting. Its name is very interesting. Now, Ms. Liao said about Chinese culture, traditional culture. In the traditional culture of China, the 9 is a very, very best number. The 10 is a very, very best number. This conference is the 9th International Forum on Ecological Civilization and the 10th International White House Conference is a symbol of good luck. The Chinese traditional culture, the number 9 and 10 is luck. For mother, 9 times 10 is 30. And Ms. Cobb's birthday is 30. So 90. Sorry, my English is not very well. Let's wish Ms. Cobb good luck. Wish everyone good luck with our cause on new civilization. Good luck.
Thank you.
I have a very strong feeling that in this conference, everyone concerning China particularly. So I and my colleague from China want to say thank you very much. Meanwhile, as a scholar, we must learn from other good ideas of every countries, especially the American. Because although China these years have got a great achievement on economy and society, but China is still the development country. So I hope everyone go on concern and help us, especially hope we can have some cooperation in every field. Now, Ms. Liao have reports about her very, very important work. Actually, from government of China to the people, the ecological civilization is developing in the heart of everyone. This conception is writing in the document of the government, central government. Just as Dr. Clayton's speech on this morning, I give you very, very high appreciate. The Chinese traditional culture, there are many, many goodness. First, concern community or society. Example, we write a letter. In China, we first write the China, then Beijing, then street, then home, then name. It's very, very different from the West countries. Two, cooperation. Three, common happiness. Four, organism. Well, example, the yin yang wu xing. Ms. Liao speech concern these questions. I think the yin yang are the main power in our universe. Yang, like a sun, yin, like a moon. They are two powers in our universe, the yin is go down like water. The yang, the nature is go up. These two power interaction push everything developing. This is the traditional philosophy South. The nature and the human body are common construction. Yin yang in our body. Besides, there are 5 elements in the universe, as the same as in our body. This water go down, fire go up, tree is soft, golden is very, very strong. In the universe center is the soil, land, is very, 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 very sustainable. Is very, these elements and the yin yang common construct the everyone in the world. Example, my body have muscle. The nature have soil. My body have air. The nature have grass and trees. My body have eyes. The nature have sun and moon. My body have blood. The nature have water, etc. Is very, very interesting. Meanwhile, the movement of the body is as same as nature. Especially in the society system is also. In ancient China, the government's system or state is according to the nature. Example, there are 6 departments of the central government, such as which are according weather, sky, land, spring, summer, autumn, winter. How many officials you think? If you read the Li Ji, you can see there are 360 officials. Why? Because the nature is so. 1 year there are 360 days. So the Chinese culture, traditional culture, is a rhythm. Now we construct the new civilization. We can we can combine the traditional or the culture's ideas. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Sheri, we have time in closing just for 2 short questions to ask you. The first one, what has made you happiest in your work? When you think of all that you have achieved, what brings you the most happiness?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
But you only have 1 minute because they all have to go home. So very, very, very short. And then we'll say goodbye.
I mean, how I feel happiness.
Yeah, in your work, in all the years, what thing has made you happy?
What thing? Holistic and primitive and diversity. I think I got a PhD. Okay, a PhD is a wisdom. Then no matter Eastern world and the Western world, I think we should have a common sense, and we should take this common sense to become our life. I have to take care of our life, our health, and with the environment, with the people, others, and I think you can get, if you get harmony, you can get happiness.
Nice. Thank you.
No harmony, no happiness. Okay, thank you.
And we have just one last question for you. We perceive you as a person who has hope. When we see your face, when we hear your voice, we feel hope also, don't we? In ourselves.
Yeah. Thank you.
You bring us hope. And so here's our question. A young person told me to ask you, Sheri, what gives you hope? Where does your hope come from? Explain, tell us, because we see it. Help us understand, where does it come from?
Okay. Hope come from people, society, come from the nature, come from your body, your healthy body. Anyway, I would like to mention that the village we promote together with government and the village give me hope. There are I think almost 100 villages do this kind of thing. In Shandong province, just 3 months, the village make a huge change. So when I ask the villager, and I mean, 村书记, just the leader of the villager, I say, do you think the villager have a chance, have changing? And he said, and many people said, oh, huge change, just 3 months. Now, of course, for me, I'm very, I think I feel happiness because I take 40 years of my life to find out the happiness for myself, for the people. Even it's not good enough. Okay, thank you. And yeah, a lot of people and my team, a lot of young people just graduated from university. They join us to go to village, become the professional social work. They are also they get very happiness. I think and the partnership who join this kind of program also get happiness. So happiness, I think, is really from the process. Okay.
Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in thanking Sheri Liao, Jay McDaniel, Dr. Yang. Please.
Friends, we have had an evening from around the world with the folks from the International Process Network bringing us words from Germany, from Bulgaria, from Portugal, and this very rich session with our guests from China as we celebrate their 9th Ecological Civilization for the Postmodern Development of China Conference. Thank you so much for your wisdom and the blessing of your presence among us. We have heard from them. All day we have worked in various tracks. We come together that we may disperse and go forward to bring hope to the world, that together we might make a difference. Thank you very much, pickers. Thank you very much, people. Happy night to you.
Would you stand and sing one song with us? And there will be a couple of folk down in the front just past the footlights with some CDs. I understand they've been hard to find over in the bookstore. CDs and books if you'd like to take some of our music home with you. Take it away and sing with us as we close. Global warming. Times are changing. No, times are changing. Come gather round people wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone, or the times they are a The sages gave warning, the evidence was strong, but the oil in our comforts just dragged us along. Prophets predicted we turned out their song. Oh, we wouldn't hear what they were saying, and we thought their statistics were biased and wrong, but the times they are a So gather round people, rise up and stand, unite with each other on earth's shifting sand, to save all the worst, do the best that we can, on a planet so ragged and raging. Come breathing together, join that heart and hand, for the time they are a Thank you for being here tonight. We're going to sing a little more, and feel free to stay or to go get some sleep for another busy day tomorrow. Greenfields? Where have all the green fields gone? has all earth's wisdom gone? Long time passing, where has all earth's wisdom gone? Oh, long time ago, where has all earth's wisdom gone? Seek it now to carry on. So may we ever learn, so may we ever learn. Shoes. Take off your shoes. Take off your shoes. You're standing on holy ground. Oh yeah. Take off your shoes. You're standing on holy ground. The earth is our God's and the fullness thereof, from the waters beneath to the heavens above. So take off your shoes. Oh yeah, 'cause you're standing on my holy ground. You're standing on my holy ground. On the 8th day of creation, well, I got looked around at the power plants and freeways and the tracks on the ground. Plantations growing rubber where the grain should be high. You couldn't see the sun for all the smog in the sky. Well, kids, you really build the earth and then you subdue it. There's nothing in my book that says you've got to pollute it. So take off your shoes. You're standing on my holy ground. You're standing on my holy ground. You're heating up that planet with your greenhouse effect. You're killing off the oceans 'cause you got no respect for what your fluorocarbons do to air and sea and land. What part of global warming do you not understand? If oil is the commodity we're fighting for, it's time to learn the sanity that plastic is for. So take off your shoes, 'cause you're standing on my holy ground. Take off your shoes, you're standing on holy ground. The earth is our God's and the fullness thereof, from the waters beneath to the heavens above. So take off your shoes, 'cause you're standing on my holy ground. You're standing on my holy ground. You're standing on my holy ground. And that's gospel. That's just gospel. Thank you. Now, shall we close with Tuvalu now that I've totally, was it the times we were changing or what? That was the other one we were going to end with. Was that the one we were going to end with? Well, why don't we get off while we can? Yeah, I think okay. And if you'll pick up one of these shirts, and you can possibly wear it under your other one tomorrow morning. Oh, praise.